what will help, I guess, is repeat my.
Yes, I just realized what happened there. So actually, the people behind me right now are all of my animal activist friends that show up every Sunday to stand up for the animals, to stand up for the injustices happening in this world. And as you can see, those are all pictures that Sabrina herself took of the pigs that are being transported to their death. And, you know, it's powerful because they existed, and all of these pictures and all of these pigs that you see now are dead and were unfortunately served on someone's plate, which contributed to making them unhealthy and contributed to destroying our environment and also contributed to their suffering. So this is why we're here on Sundays, trying to inform and educate the public about what happens here, about the fact that 10,000 baby pigs are slaughtered here daily. And this is daily, right? And this is just one slaughterhouse of thousands and thousands of slaughterhouses, right? So if you don't know already, billions of animals are killed for food, and it's very unjust because at the end of the day it doesn't make anyone healthy, right? It's not making people healthy. It's actually creating disease, and it's harming all of these beings that don't want to die. It's a pretty important cause, the reason why we're standing here today, and it's actually really, really sad. It's really sad that we have to take time out of our day, out of our weekends, every weekend, every day, to try and raise awareness and to try and educate the public, because it would be so much easier if people just did it themselves and realized that they have power and that they can empower themselves, they can make the right decisions for them, that every dollar that they spend actually counts, right? Every dollar that they spend is a vote. So if people were to realize that a little bit sooner than later, we would already be living in such a better world, and we wouldn't have to take our free time to come out here and try to raise awareness, right? So as much as I love my crew behind me, as much as I love all of you guys, and as much as I love the animals and I love the environment and our planet that we live on, I also really wish I didn't have to do this, because I've got tons of projects going on. I've got tons of other things that I would like to focus on. Rather than try to work really hard to stop the suffering and to stop the negative impact that eating animals and breeding animals is causing onto our planet. And especially in times of COVID right now, right? Everyone could go have a look at eatinganimalscausespandemics.com. It's going to show you the journey of all the different diseases and viruses that have been happening in the past years, from the 1900s up until now, and how it has impacted us negatively, because every slaughterhouse, every place where we're exploiting animals, where we're keeping them captive and in small spaces, is a perfect breeding ground for viruses and disease and bacteria and just basically horrible conditions for those animals, but also making us sick and spreading pandemics. Look at what's happening. All of 2020 right now was an entirely wasted year, if you want to think about it in terms of what happened in the world. Not even being allowed to spend Christmas with our families or the holidays with our families and whatnot, and having all of these small businesses shut down because of this pandemic. And really, this wouldn't have happened if the world was vegan. Right? Like, this wouldn't happen if we weren't eating animals, if we weren't exploiting animals, if we weren't doing this to other living beings. This wouldn't be happening. So at the end of the day, it's really frustrating for us activists, animal rights activists and vegan activists who are standing up for the injustices and those unjust laws that need to be broken and need to be changed. It's really unfair, because if it wasn't for what we are doing currently to those poor animals and to our planet, none of these pandemics would be happening. So it's kind of like a double painful hurt for us, because we don't want this from happening. We know we could prevent all of this. All the solutions are there. And yet it's still happening. And then we end up in a pandemic where we're all locked down. We can't see our close ones, our families. People are dying around us. And at the end of the day, it's like all of this is because of what we're doing to animals. So, maybe start rethinking your actions, rethinking your behaviors, rethinking the way you're living your life. Like, I think there's one good thing that happened out of 2020, and it's exactly that. It's the fact that people are starting to wake up a little bit more. People are realizing that, we can't keep doing the same thing. Because as many amazing mentors have said throughout the years, some say this quote comes from Albert Einstein, but insanity, the actual definition of insanity, is continuing to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And this is what we've been doing. The same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So in 2020, one good thing that happened is people started waking up and realizing that, like, wow, I think we actually need to change our ways. I think we actually need to revisit what we are doing to our planet, revisit what we are doing to those poor beings that are suffering, revisit what we're doing to our own health, our own mental health, our own bodies, and start changing our ways and start living in ways that are much more sustainable, much healthier, and a win-win, like happy for everyone involved, for all living beings, because of course we just want all living beings to be happy and healthy. Right?
And where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube under Michelle Labrosse. You can find me on Instagram under Vegan Boss Labrosse. You can find me on Facebook under Michelle Labrosse as well. And you could look up my website, ilovebalance.com. I have a whole bunch of details on there for you in regards to animal rights activism, and also in regards to your own health, right? Like your physical fitness, your mindset, and the nutrition, the food that you put into your body, because we are what we eat, right? And of course, I'm there to help people go vegan and make this world a better place. So yeah, you can find me in all of those places there. Definitely don't hesitate to reach out and subscribe to everything.